What's up, Bulldogs? All right, I just want to make one more video here, even though I'm not making videos so frequently on this channel, but because I want to talk about something that is that I've just been thinking about a lot. Now, this kind of applies a lot to programmers. Okay, so the future, right? So the future of what people are calling like the post-labor economics, right? So what is going to go on in the future when AI gets really advanced, which is already to a point where, I mean, I can tell you because I've been doing some vibe coding, and man, the level of what you can do with this if you know what you're doing, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, is insane, right? And so here's what I predict. Here's what I predict that the skill set you need, and like I said, if you're a programmer, you can be in good shape for this, because I was writing code for a long time. I've taught so many different programming languages. I've been really involved in the coding developer world, right? I've got 2 best-selling software development books. So I know a lot about code, and I know a lot about software engineering. And I can tell you that when I started using AI to try to write an application, I learned a lot of things about what the future is going to look like, and it's not going to look like AI replacing software developers completely, but what it is going to look like is AI writing a majority of the code. And software developers, or people in general, it's not even going to be software developer, it's going to be, this valuable skill is going to be breaking down complex systems into small tasks, right? And so, oh gosh, there's so much to say about this because it's really hard to convey all this information, but if you're a good programmer, right? A good programmer, not just, and programming is not writing code. That's not what it is, okay? Programming is breaking down problems into sub-problems, That's what it is. It's thinking about things, it's systems thinking. That's what it is. And so if you're a good programmer, what you're good at doing is you can take a complex problem and you can break it down into kind of different pieces that work together to make it so that there's a bunch of simpler problems that you solve, and you combine those things together, right? And so that is the skill that is going to be valuable in this modern world, the most valuable skill, because you're going to have AIs and AI agents that are going to be able to solve problems very, very well. But what they're not going to be able to do is see the bigger picture, not so well, not like you can, right? So for example, right now, if you go into, to try to do some vibe coding, if you go into an AI program, whether you do an AI editor like Cursor or Windsurf, or even just trying to do it raw in ChatGPT, right? Or VS Code or whatever. If you do that right now and you give it the specifications and you tell it to build out this whole application, right? It will do, like in some of these, it will do a decent job, but it's going to do pretty much a shitty job. It's not going to be good code. It's not going to be designed very well. Like you might get in, like trying to continue to modify that code and trying to make it better. It's gonna eventually fail. It's not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to build a robust application from that, right? However, and this I learned from personal experience, if you want to build out a complex application with AI and you figure it out yourself, like you figure out all of the components, you basically figure out the architecture of this system. If you do all of that, all right, that's where it changes the game. Okay, that's where you can actually build something amazing, right? Just like I said, I did it myself. I built out a script that was that was able to do some pretty cool stuff and generate entire web pages and pull data from different APIs and do all kinds of cool stuff. But I had to have the know-how how to break the problem into smaller problems to be able to get to the point where I could give these tasks to AI and have it produce better code than I could produce. But again, at that level, right? That's the thing to understand, is that it has to be broken down into these problems. And so as AI evolves and gets better and better, I don't foresee in the near future a time where it's going to be really, really good at doing that kind of work. Yes, if you ask AI to break things down into problems, yes, it can do that into smaller problems. But I just don't see it being able to do all of that stuff together for a while, at least. And so I think the most valuable skill that you can have is to sort of be this orchestrator, to be able to take a problem and break it down, and to be able to use AI to solve all these pieces of this program. That's being that ninja that that's going to be super valuable. Whether you're a programmer or not, like that's what the world is going to be. That's what, if there is labor, it's going to be that. It's going to be figuring out how to use these armies of AI agents and to use them effectively to break down, decompose problems, and to solve bigger things than an AI can do by itself, by combining all those powers together, right? So anyway, I don't really need to belabor this. I think it's just something to think about. If you're thinking about where do I invest my skill set, right? Alongside with that, I talked about in a previous video, but I'm going to go ahead and plug it again because I really want you guys to check this out, and it's something that I put a lot of work into. But the One Academy, personal development is another huge piece of this. Is like understanding psychology, understanding yourself, learning how to be more productive, learning the keys to success. You need this information in order to succeed in this world that's coming up, because just having skills, like technical skills, is not going to be enough. It's a soft skills world that we're entering into 100%. And so check it out. I put a link down for the One Academy, but it's something that I've invested a lot of time and effort into helping the founder build this by I flew out to Switzerland and recorded some amazing courses that I think you're going to find really, really valuable on personal development, on masculinity, on success, on women. I think it's some of my best work that's there, honestly. I did hundreds of hours, or not hundreds of hours, but tens of hours of content there. So check it out, and let me know, what do you think about the AI world in the future?